Hi, this is David Formhals, presidential candidate. This has nothing to do with my campaign, but I just thought I'd say something. When I was in the second grade, I had a feeling that I could sit here in the chair and run for president. Also, I had a feeling that I could come up with a way to move a spaceship using G forces and out of balance. At the time on the screen here at 7.39 seconds, I have a picture of something like this, and it uses an out of balance G force. When I described it in here, it's not really quite right, so I'm going to re-describe it. I have like three wheels here. When I described it here, I'm going to describe it there. I didn't quite like how I described it. Anyway, this center wheel spins one way, the two outside wheels spin another. Rather than the way I described it there, I'm going to have these wheels solid and I described it a different way here, but these these wheels will be solid, and you move the whole solid weight in and out rather than the way I described it there. Now, when you're doing that, to power it. Now, when you're out of space, there's no gravity, but I'm thinking, I got an idea on my thing where, like, if you go, I don't know what the time schedule is. I should have wrote it down, but it's called Perpetual Energy or Clean Energy, David Formhals. And I should have wrote it down, but if you go there and look at it, I described it's like four things stacked with a ring in between them. And when you slide the ring up, I have something above it, like oil, and it gets down in between. I have like a container of air, and then like where oil can get in between them, a container of air, like oil can get in between them, a container of air, and like where oil can get in between them. If you slide the ring down, the oil can't get in between them. But if you slide the ring up, the oil that's above it can get in between them. So when the rings are up, the oil gets in between them and the air goes up. Now in space, this wouldn't do any good. But if you have like one here, and then on the opposite side, have them spinning, the G-forces would be the same as gravity. Okay, when they're spinning, the G-forces would be the same as gravity. So, when the rings are up, the air would come up, and you'd get energy out of this rising air. So then you'd slide the rings down. Okay? Now you'd have like four of them inside this sealed container with the liquid that didn't freeze. One of them be all the way up, and one of them would be all the way down. The one that went down, you'd have the rings down, and the weight of this liquid in between them would help pull it down. The air would come up with the liquid that got in under them, and the air would come up. Now these on the opposite side, one to be halfway up and one to be halfway down. So as these are spinning, you get energy out of it, the G-force to get energy. Now they may be a couple 100 foot out from this hub on like a cable, and be a cable structure holding this case with the liquid that's that's around them, and you may be able to get energy to power these wheels I just described. And then you may be able to power a spaceship. Okay, now I kind of thought I might be able to figure it out when I was in the second grade. I didn't know if I'd be able to. But like when you're in space, if you go a little fast and you go in that speed, if you go a little bit faster, you go a little bit faster. The faster you go, the faster you go. I think you can go faster than light with this idea. Now, you'd have you'd have like these on opposite sides, and like opposite, and then you'd have 4 different sides, so they'd be balanced, and then this I don't know if I can get back to it. I probably won't be able to get back to it, but let me get in here. Go to Google. Go to Google.
Google was founded in 1998.
No, if I said it wrong, I do that. Anyways, you'd have 3 of them, and you'd spin the center one that would weigh twice as much as the 2 outside ones against the 2 outside ones, and you'd get it to spin. What? You'll spin. And so that would be one. And you'd have them in a way that you go to YouTube. Go to YouTube. If I can find it. Go to YouTube. Go to David Formhals. Go to David Formhals Clean Energy. Go to Clean Energy David Formhals.
Sorry, could you repeat that?
Go to Clean Energy David Formhals. Now here, Clean Energy 6 and Clean Energy 5, I made a mistake and said 1,000 gallons of water. There I'm describing this clean energy system. I've used 7 minutes. Okay, now, said 1,000 gallons of air. Now we go to perpetuant, what's it go? I can't remember what I labeled it. Okay. Go to How to Move a Spaceship. Go to How to Move a Spaceship by David Formhals. Go to How to Move a Spaceship by David Formhals. Go to David Formhals. Now in here somewhere, okay. I got his picture of how to move this spaceship. And I'm wasting time. That it. Okay, there it is. If you had 3 wheels spinning in space, the center one twice as wide as the 2 outside ones, and we're using G forces. If you had 5 G's and we're dropping weights, if you're dropping weight on one side and picking up weight on the other, maybe you could move something in space. If you were using G-forces, you'd probably have to have power. So if you had a nuclear power plant on one end for power... Now, I'm not going to use a nuclear power plant. I'm hoping to use that thing where I'm using G-forces like I described. I got 9 minutes, so I'm going to have to quit and go to red number 2. Listen to red number 2.